the lens that we're approaching this through has been more through like exec search, but could this be also applied at like the IC level of nurturing those candidates? Because I know the dance of like exec search is so different than more like IC. Like how do those kind of differ with regards to network recruiting?
From my experience, the only difference is the time that someone sits in the funnel, right? Like if you're not searching for an exec, you just move them faster through the funnel because it's a much more transactional process. Yeah. So again, just you're going to hear this a lot probably in this conversation, always be recruiting, whether it's for an ADR that needs to backfill an AE that's getting promoted or, your front desk receptionist. You should always be thinking about where do I have risks in the business from a talent perspective and how do I close those gaps as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
I totally love that. I completely agree. I think execs get courted primarily because typically the process takes a lot longer and that's like what people are used to. But in fact, like, I think it's actually great if you can court everybody at the company. And if you rolled out like an executive like courting process for ICs, I think that would give you a huge advantage to when you actually do flip on the hiring and do start going after candidates more aggressively.
That makes sense. That courting process, I feel like, is that scalable as well? Like with like what proper technology can you use to really make that scalable at all levels?
I think being a human is definitely scalable. I think oftentimes we've referred back to the last couple of years, but honestly, like the last 15 years to where we've been in a bull market, and in general, recruiting teams have just been buried. And so they have been much more transactional and robotic than you would have expected them to be if they had less things on their plate. And so I absolutely think that it's scalable, but this is where tools like, LinkedIn and Gem, now you have time to actually like get these outbound sequences right. You have time to take people to coffee, to get to know people, to kind of do the slower roll. And then again, like as I saw the swarm earlier this week, it just completely blew my mind, because if you can actually think about, hey, I want to hire a XYZ role in 12 months, and then I tap into my network to see who they know for those potential roles, then it's like I'm starting to reach out to people coming from the learning and curiosity lens and having this slow burn of building a relationship. I think that's the best way to do it.
I'll throw in another tool which I love is guide.co, founder Troy Sultan. It's a great sort of candidate experience platform that sort of helps for being able to scale up that kind of more personal touch without necessarily having to scale up your recruiting team.